Hello, I'm Pamela Davis. Welcome to episode 129 of the Well Done Life podcast. Hello, welcome back to episode 129 of the Well Done Life podcast. I'm your host, Pamela Davis. If you are new here, hey, how are you? Welcome. I'm so glad that you joined us this week. If you have been here before, you guys know the deal. I love you deep, and I am just so grateful that you have come back again this week and that you continue to support. Before we get into this week's episode, I like to make sure that I set the foundation. We are building a safe space, and in this safe space, I treat it like a house. And I want to make sure that we are building our safe space on two very important foundational elements, and that's clarity and love. Clarity is really straightforward. I just want to make sure that you understand that I created the Well Done Life podcast or the Well Done Life brand because I wanted to create a space for women where women can be their most authentic selves, where we can talk, laugh, cry, and learn from each other. And I mean, just by pouring into each other with our stories, our journeys, because that's really the beauty of us. It's our experiences, the good, the bad, and the ugly that make us who we are. And by coming together and sharing our experiences where we are, we give a strength to each other. And we also give strength to other people who may be listening, who are looking for inspiration, who are looking for guidance to tell them to keep going or to leave certain situations. We don't know what someone else is going through, but I feel like the power of conversation can really open so many doors. So that is why you are here in this space, and I welcome you, and I am truly grateful that you are here. The second thing that this is going to be built on is one of my favorite things, and that is love. Love is the thing, y'all. I cannot say it enough. Love is the thing. It is one of my favorite things. And so when you are in the space, I want to make sure that you understand that you are loved, that you are highly revered. And so with that, I like to make sure that I send you guys prayers every week because I really feel like we need to pray more for each other. I mean, the streets are wild out here. And so I think all of us could use a little dose of positivity, a little covering. So I want to make sure that I send you prayers. First and foremost, since we just got through talking about love and how this is an act of love by praying for you, I want to make sure that I send you love. I want you to feel love this week from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. I want you to be wrapped in love. And I'm talking about good love, reciprocal love. I want love that makes you better, love that makes you feel comfortable, love that feels like sunshine. I want you to feel that. I also want you this week to be wrapped in prayers of being able or feeling empowered to enforce boundaries in your life. You know, going into this being the fourth quarter, this the last hurrah. Can you guys believe like October is really almost over and we are about to be in November, then December, and it's 2023. So it's like the year has now decided to just ramp up and it can get very overwhelming. But at the same time, we don't also talk about in the joys of the holidays, how sometimes for some people, the holidays is really rough. I know for myself, Christmas is tricky sometimes. I'm very happy now that I can celebrate it. For a few years, it wasn't, especially after my dad passed away. My dad died 5 days before Christmas. And let me tell you, there's nothing that can mar a holiday worse than losing a loved one. And there are a lot of people who have very similar similar experiences, or, you know, not necessarily loss, just relationships didn't work. There's just so many things that people go through emotionally during the holidays. So I always like to, as we start to kind of lean into that, to remember your boundaries. Remember how important it is sometimes for you to feel empowered to say no. You don't have to go everywhere. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to buy everything that everybody wants. You can say no and feel comfortable in your no, because remember, no is a complete sentence. And at the same time, I also want to send you prayers of peace. Protect your peace at all times. Make sure you understand you are not responsible for someone else's healing. You are not responsible for making sure everything happens. You are not responsible for making people like you. Like, that is not. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself to be everything to everybody. Take this time, take this prayer with the understanding that it is okay, it is perfectly fine for you to be everything to you. Because when you are everything to you and you are surrounded in love and happiness, the people around you will feel that love and they will be blessed through it too. So I'm also sending you prayers of peace. And of course, one of my favorite things to send lately, and I just again feel it still lit in my heart, is I want to send you prayers of prosperity. And when I'm talking about prosperity, not just financial, because yes, I do want you to be blessed with abundance financially, but I also want you to be blessed with a prosperous spirit. Blessed with a prosperous mind and heart, because when you are abundant in your soul, in your spirit, in your heart, you can share that abundance with other people. It doesn't just stay within you. It's like a light. It's like a light in the darkness that shines, and people naturally see it, especially those people who need a little love from you, a little extra, or who just value you as a light. They will see it. So I want you to have that, a prayer of prosperity, prayer of abundance, financially, but mentally, spiritually, physically. I want you to be abundant in all areas of your life. And then kind of wrapping it up in prayer, I want you to obviously have physical health. I want you to take care of yourself, make some time to do something today, every day, that contributes to you in your health, in your well-being. And it's not about just trying to fit into a dress or look a certain way. That's not what I'm talking about. Health is wealth in the sense of when we feel good physically, it is easier for us to move through this world happily because we feel good. Do what makes you feel good. And whatever that looks like, you know what, baby, that's enough. Don't let anybody ever make you feel like it's not. It is just enough. And you are simply beautiful. So I hope you feel loved and thought of. You are truly. I'm really excited to be recording with you guys. It is Thursday, October 13th at 8:26 p.m. A little late, but I had to make some pivots and some things just did not work out. So I had a guest, but we wound up having to reschedule because I didn't want to rush our conversation. It just wasn't in the stars. So we're going to move that. So this week, you guys are going to get me. Now that I'm sitting here like preparing, I feel kind of weird because it has been so long since I have done an episode all on my own. And I was like, oh, I should just take this day off and take this weekend off, relax. But I kind of have something in my heart that I've been wanting to talk about, and I've started to lay the foundation. So I was like, you know what? This is a good first opportunity for us to get it out there. You guys can give me feedback and let me know what you think, but I'm still going to do it anyway. And plus, I really kind of thought, I miss y'all. So it's cool. So hopefully you like having me. But last week, I really was very honored to have Dr. Yvette Weir on the podcast. And we were talking about her just amazing spirit and her entrepreneur endeavors. She is an artist. She's a dentist. She has retreats. I mean, she's doing the darn thing, and she has like limitless energy, and she's very contagious with her positivity. So we were just talking about her journey, kind of like an update, because she'd been previously on the podcast like earlier in the year. So it was good to catch up with her. She just sold out her last event of the year. So if she's listening, congratulations again. I'm so excited for you. And I know that the sky is the limit and where you're going to go. So if you didn't get a chance to check out that episode, I'm going to put a link in the show notes. But this week, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about something that I've kind of been thinking about lately. And kind of diving into it, I've been really talking to you guys about how, this year, this is my last year in my 40s. Yes, I am 49, and in February I will be 50. And I'm not hesitant at all about turning 50. I'm very excited about it because there were moments in my life when I didn't think I would get this far. I really didn't. I wasn't sure. I did. I used to think that I wasn't going to make it this far. I used to think, and I feel very blessed to not have those same thoughts, because I kind of felt like I was going to live the life like my dad's mom lived, where she died young, taking care of her family, because her arc and my arc are very similar. But I have since realized that that is not obviously my trajectory, and that I will probably outlive her as well as my dad, because my dad used to also have the same thought in his life that he would not live to have be older as well. So I just feel blessed to be at this moment because I have done a lot of work in my life on myself to get to this point of happiness. So I can honestly, clearly say that going into 50 feels really good. It feels really good. And I know I got a couple more months before I get there. Don't, I'm not trying to rush it, but it just feels really good. So as we are trying to like winding into this end of the year vibe, I'm starting to do what I'm sure all of you guys are thinking about, how do I want to end this year? What have been some of my accomplishments this year? What are the things that, I wish turned out a little differently, but they didn't turn out the way that I wanted them to, but it's okay. I still got it done. Where are my lessons? And thinking about what I'm leaving in 2022 so I can prepare for 2023, because 2023 is, my golden renaissance year. If you haven't heard me talk about that before, yes, that is what I'm calling my 50th year. I am calling it the golden renaissance because, honey, I'm coming through. Yes, I plan on coming through strong. And I'm really excited about it because I just haven't, like I said, feeling this good. It's just a powerful feeling. And I'm just very grateful to be at this point of my life. So plan on coming through, plan on just trying to like bring all the magic, all the cloths, all the adventures. I'm planning birthday trips and living my life. But at the same time, I'm thinking about how it's not just about this year. It's not. And I don't know if it's just because I'm getting ready to turn 50 or what, but I'm actually thinking, what does this decade look like? And don't get me wrong, I'm not like making an exorbitant amount of plans when I say that, but I'm already thinking about, this next phase of my life, this next decade, because I kind of feel like when you get to a certain point in life, as you start to celebrate your signature birthdays, the 40s, the 50s, the 30s, even your 20s, those are signature milestone birthdays. And when you are at these points in your life, you have to really reevaluate, what does the next 10 years look like? What did the last 10 years look like? And how is it going to be different? And let me tell you something. I have come to the realization that this next decade of my life is personal. This shit is personal. And then, yes, I'm probably going to curse a few times. I hope that doesn't offend you, but I am that passionate about this next decade of my life. It is personal because if I look back at my life, I have been blessed exponentially. Excuse my teacup. I have done so many wonderful things, but I have also grown from where I was 10 years ago to where I am now. I love myself more than I ever loved myself before, because I didn't love myself 10 years ago, but I love me now. And I can tell through the actions, through the sacrifices, through the diminishing things that I did to hold myself back then, and the chasing that I did, I'm not the same woman I was then. I'm not the same woman that I am now, that I was then. You know what I meant. But essentially now going into this next phase, that's the only thing that keeps resonating in my mind is that this shit is personal. This next 10 years is so personal. And a reason I wanted to talk to you guys about it is because I really want to, my teacup, take some time in these next few months to kind of like level set and start to plan content around it being personal. One of the things that I actually want to talk about, kind of leveling up into it, and actually, you know what, I'm gonna put a pin in that. I'm gonna come back to it because I don't want to jump ahead. But like I said, yes, this shit is personal. And so I am doing this level set and thinking about how I want to set the trajectory. And I want to bring you on the journey with me as I'm going through the trajectory. Because again, I don't think this time is going to be about writing a vision board or anything like that. No, I think I'm still going to stick with the things that I left behind because that feels easier to me right now. That feels comforting. It feels light. It feels doable. It feels intentional. So I'm still going to do that. And I always recommend that anyone who is at this phase of life, because it's not me, I know everybody's not turning 50, but if you're having milestone moments in your life, because there are many milestones that we are going to be accomplishing in 2023, and you are feeling reflective, this may help you, where it's like sitting down and thinking about the things that you left behind or the things that you want to do more of. Put your goals into context as you are going forth in regards to how you want to move, and set that intention now. Don't wait until December, November. Go ahead and start putting that energy out right now, because this is about shifting your mindset. This is about shifting your life. And so why would you wait to do something that could be life-changing in the 11th hour when you could go ahead and do it now and start to reap the benefits of your energy and your manifestation? So start to do it now. So like I said, for me, knowing that I'm going into my golden renaissance year of 2023, knowing that this next decade for me is extremely personal, I really want to take this time in these next few months to really have some very personal conversations. And when I talk about having personal conversations, one conversation and example that I really want to talk about is I want to talk about the subject of marriage. There's been a lot of commentary in the news. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people who are divorcing, and I have never been married. I've never been engaged. And I'll be honest, I would love to be married, but it's not like I'm one of those kind of people where it feels like if I'm going to do it, which I do want to do it, don't let me just say I would never do it. I would do it, but I would do it to the right person. Like, I feel like I know where I am at this point in my life as a 50-year-old, that I don't need to rush into marriage. Not saying that I'm going to be out here forever, and I'm sure that that's probably counterintuitive to what most people believe that a almost 50-year-old woman would feel. But I am not out here thinking to myself, oh yeah, I got to rush out. I got to go and find me the first thing smoking so I can go ahead and get married. That is not what I'm thinking. I actually am thinking like, wow, if this is not with someone who's going to put in the work with me, who's not going to choose every day to be committed to working this marriage with me, and us being committed to trying to grow and communicate and develop together, work, I'm good. I might be good being single. I could take a lover if I was looking for, you know what I mean? Like, and I think that is something that needs to be talked about. But I also think we need to talk about the fact that as you develop into this age, these key moments in our life, the relationships that we have, marriage is going to look different for everybody. Like, it's not our grandmama's marriage. It's not my mom's marriage. Like, everybody's marriage is different. And I think we have to start creating space for us to have conversations about what marriage really is, not just fairy tales and storybooks. And it's also not just arguments, fights, and breakups. There's in adultery. There's like so many other aspects to it. And so I think we need to start having those type of conversations. And I did a little crowdsourcing to some of my friends, and it really was some really great commentary. So I'm like trying to wrap my mind around how I want to do it. I even had a great conversation with my mom around marriage. And, because when I was growing up, like, I never would have, when I was really young, I never would have said like my mom and dad had that most ideal marriage. I was like, I feel like y'all used to, I told her I felt like they used to bicker so much that it was just like, huh? Y'all really like each other, but they loved each other endlessly. And as they grew together. And my mom was very honest that marriage is a 365-day job. It's not like you just give up one day. Like, every day you have to put in work. And she said that was the sustaining point for her and my dad being able to stay committed to each other. So I want to have conversations like that. Like, so I'm thinking, y'all, I might get some married couples together, some singles. Let's have a real conversation around marriage and expectations so that we can learn and grow. Because like I said, if I'm going to do it, God knows, if the Lord has it for me, I'm open and he brings me someone that I can marry and we can work together and build a beautiful thing, I'm in for it. But if not, I'm Gucci over here. Gucci. Don't even worry about it. I'm fine. Because it's like my peace and my happiness and my health are so much more to me than a marriage. If especially if it's a toxic marriage, because why would I bring toxicity into my life? And is that an unpopular opinion? And I don't think so. I see a lot of women out here who are feeling that way. And there's a lot of conversations now around men being the lonely guy because, people don't want to have relationships. So I think there's just a lot of talk. And I would rather not worry about what's going on in celebrity space, but let's talk about what's going on real life in the trenches every day, because those are that kind of conversation is personal. And that goes into, like I said, this next 10 years is personal, because this next 10 years of my life from 50 to 60 is about me living my life on my terms and living my best life. And I'll be quite honest, I don't think anybody has to be 50 to 60 to figure out how they want to live life on their best terms. That doesn't have to be that way now. It's a whole new generation of people who are learning to embrace the softness and the best of life at a much younger rate. And I commend you for that. Take the time to be personal about you. Be personal. So that's where I want to have those conversations where we talk about real things. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about our parents aging. Let's talk about having to make tough decisions, because let's talk about having to retire possibly. Lord, I can't even believe that could actually happen. By 60, I don't know. I'm hopeful. But the way the inflation in the economy is set up, it is a strong possibility I could be out here working for a hot minute. Not claiming that kind of energy, but I'm just saying, you got to be realistic about things. But that's kind of like where I'm kind of at mentally, just kind of thinking about, like I said, real things and making it a series where it's like, it's called It's Personal. And maybe like once a month or whatever, we have a whole new kind of conversation. And I let you guys follow me on my personal journey through to and through the 50s. And I'm really excited about it. Like I said, I really am not trying to fake it out or anything. I have never been more excited in my life to be 50, because I don't look 50 and I don't feel 50. Not that 50 feels anyway. And I just feel so mentally and physically and emotionally and spiritually happy. That is like why I want everyone to have those type of feelings so that they can understand, so that you can understand. It truly does get greater later, because life is a lot more simplistic. I think as we get a little bit older, you see through all the madness and all the bullshit, and you recognize the importance of gratitude and love and happiness in everything that you do, and how you have to really strive for that, how you have to fight for that, how you have to advocate for that, put yourself first for that. So I really hope, if you get nothing out of what I'm saying, that you recognize that you are now entering into a potential season of your life where it is time for you to put you first. You got to put you first at all times. And it doesn't make you selfish, and it doesn't make you, rude or, arrogant or any of that. It makes you human. And it makes you a person who recognizes the value of this vessel that you've been given. And so you are putting you first so that you can live your best life. Because when you're happy, everybody around you will be happy. I'm telling you. I keep telling y'all, if anybody's got a family, for women especially, if we're not happy, nobody's going to be happy in that house. I'm telling you. So put you first so that you can create some happiness in your house, and it will radiate into greatness. And if you don't have a family yet, then you know what? That's still your perfect time to be putting yourself first, so that when you do get somebody in your life, whatever that looks like for you, because remember, it's all about living life on your terms, you already know that you are a vital portion of that happiness, and you will put yourself first, and you will reap the benefits of your happiness. So that's just kind of what I'm thinking about in relation to content coming up. Like I said, I do have a few guests coming up for to finish out the month of October. I'm going to reschedule, hopefully, my guest that was scheduled for this week. I have another guest next week who I just met, and I'm really excited to share her with you guys. So there's lots of good content and commentary coming up. And then as we are wrapping into these next few months to wrap up 2022, I want us to kind of like reset a little bit and take some time to celebrate the wins, forgive ourselves for the losses, and set ourselves up for the greatness that 2023 will bring, because it's the Golden Renaissance, y'all. I'm so really excited. I hope y'all like that name. I'm probably just like gonna bear it to death, but yes, honey, it's the Golden Renaissance. I am just so overjoyed, and like I'm planning stuff for my birthday, trying to like make some adjustments. I had some original thoughts in my head of where I would be on my 50th birthday, but you know what? It flipped and pivoted, because that is what happens as we are adulting in life. You have to pivot all the time. And so now I think I've gone from I don't even have to think. I have gone from originally I wanted to go to Dubai and the Maldives to I'm probably going to go to New Orleans, but I'm not mad about it because I've never been. So that's another thing. Yes, I am, again, sorry about the teacup. Planning a trip. So if anybody has any good recommendations of things I have to do, places I have to eat at, sites I need to see, a cocktail I need to have, in moderation, because girl, tell you, can't be drinking too much now. When you get a certain age, it creeps up. Those TikTok videos of what it looks like when you drink after 30, 40, 50, those are the truth. So I try to like moderate that a little bit. But yeah, I just want to have a good time with my friends and just laugh and have some amazing dinners, release all the fabric that I can find, and just be positive and intentional in all areas of my life. So we're going to talk about that and talk about gratitude, because there's so much to be grateful for, y'all. I really want you guys to tap into that, especially going into 2023, because when you allow gratitude to just overwhelm you and live in your life, you are setting yourselves up for abundance on a whole new level. And I want that for you. I just, again, I want us to take this time to really reflect. So it's kind of cool that it didn't work out this week where I had a guest. So it gives me a chance to kind of like tune you guys in to where my frequency is and my thoughts. And this is a great opportunity as well for you. If there's anyone who has questions or anything that you want me to cover about the journeys and about different intentional things, please hit me in the DMs. Nothing crazy, y'all, or send me an email at thewelldonelife@gmail.com. I'm taking all commentary. Hit me on the socials so that I can map out some content and talk about it. And I promise, probably going into like November, I'll have a much tighter plan of the content put together, at least for November and December. I will probably take some time off as well at the end of the year, just so I can kind of chill and go into the year a little bit quieter, and get ready for my Golden Renaissance. Yes, I almost say Golden Renaissance a lot. Get used to it, baby, because I'm going to be 50 and finer than frog hair. Just so excited about it. I can't help it. But I know that this is probably going to be like a shorter episode, and I'm sorry, y'all, but I just kind of, like I said, wanted to jump on and kind of start to lay the foundation for where we're going to wrap up our 2022 content. We will still have amazing guests that will be a part of this journey as well. And I want you, like I said, to be a part of it too. So please don't hesitate to share feedback on how I can help you set yourself up going into 2023, because it's not about just me winning. It's about you winning. We win when we all win together. And I want us all to win together. So don't be shy about that. I'll make sure all my social information, the emails, and the show notes as always. And I just really want to sign off by saying that I love you deep. Make sure you love yourselves deep. Love other people deep. It's time to live our best life, y'all. It's time to just come out here and just do the damn thing. So I cannot wait. I will be back probably next week. I'm thinking, yes, I will actually, because I'll have a guest and we will have more great conversations about this and start to lay the foundation, because you are a part of this journey and you are very personal to me. And I want you to know that you are loved and revered very highly. So I hope you have an amazing week this week and take care of yourselves and each other. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will talk again soon. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.